Hello everyone and welcome back. In this video I'm going to talk to you about how do you handle a situation when a loved one has a substance use disorder and should you Baker Act them? And we get this a lot. I mean, we get a lot of calls from families saying, I want to Baker Act my loved one. I want to Baker Act my loved one. And my question, the question my team is going to ask is, well, do you want to get him into treatment? I do. Then don't Baker Act him. And there's sort of this pregnant pause. What do you mean? Well, the Baker Act is not a treatment statute, okay? Once someone's Baker Acted, your ability, your legal right to make decisions for them, it's terminated. You can't make any decisions for them. I don't care if you have a guardianship or a healthcare proxy. You cannot make decisions for them. The state's right to take your loved one is paramount, and their power is ultimate, right? When it comes to taking somebody. And that's what the Baker Act is. It's a statute that authorizes the state to take somebody and make them a ward of the state. And it's the state who becomes the legal guardian. And so you only want to Baker Act somebody when there's a true emergency. Someone's suicidal. They're threatening to harm themselves. They're actually doing it, have done it. I mean, that's what it's for. It's a crisis intervention tool, okay? And when it's done right, it's wonderful. When it's done wrong, or it's done when a family meant well but didn't realize what the consequences were, it's an unmitigated disaster. Okay, so you don't want to Baker Act your loved one if you can avoid it. The other thing is that the Baker Act specifically excludes substance use. It's not designed for somebody who's an alcoholic or uses too much marijuana or whatever other substance they're using. It's specifically excluded. But I'm going to tell you, if you take them to an emergency room, the wrong one, they've got health insurance, and there's even a scintilla of evidence that they may have in the past tried to harm themselves. Guess what? They're going to get Baker Acted. And then you're going to call us because now they're sucked into Florida's broken draconian mental health system, and it's like falling into a black hole. And you say, what did I just do? Right? And this happens all the time. So if you're looking to get your loved one into treatment, don't Baker Act them. Unless, of course, they're in immediate need for services, in which case, if it's an emergency, call 911. That's what it's designed for. If you have a loved one who has a substance use issue, it's not designed for that. So don't try to use it as that. And be careful, because there are instances where we've seen people who had a substance use issue and got Baker Acted, and then we had to fight like hell to get them out. So the Baker Act is not for treatment, and it is specifically not for anybody who has a substance use disorder. And so if you have a family who has a substance use issue, there's other tools: Marchman Act, guardianship, a combination thereof, okay? So just be careful with this, because we're getting a lot of these calls, and I think it's just partly because people don't understand what the Baker Act's for, and partly because there's so much misinformation out there, put out there by other people about the Baker Act, okay? And having had my own family member Baker Acted, I get it. We've also represented, probably at this point, about 700 other families whose loved ones have been Baker Acted, and we've been able to get them out. But we also speak to, at this point, thousands of families whose loved ones have substance use issues. There are other options, and we can help you with those, and we're happy to chat with you. So I hope that clarifies things. Don't use the Baker Act for treatment, and specifically don't try to use it for somebody who has a substance issue. That's not what it's meant for. But if you keep trying, eventually they will get Baker Acted, and you will not like the consequences of that. So anyway, thank you for tuning in. I would love a thumbs up. Please subscribe to our channel. And if you have any comments or questions, post them. I read all of them, and I try to respond, within a day. So thank you for that. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening to me, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.